Hello, my name's Elizabeth Damstrom, and I'm giving a brief presentation on using technology in nursing education. Specifically, it's for the nurse educator. I have three objectives, and the objectives are comprehend the cognitive theory of multimedia learning, demonstrate the use of one's social media, and demonstrate the application of one's social media technology. And basically, these objectives are based on the book Transforming Nursing Education by Benner, Stiffen, Leonard, and Day. Their salient point in this book was that nursing education needs to change the way it has been teaching. We've taught this way, the same way, forever and ever, and now we have different ways of teaching and different circumstances in the healthcare system. We have a more aging population. The healthcare information, medicine and nursing information has exploded. Technology has exploded. And the illnesses of these people are more acute, and there's more to learn. So, cognitive theory of multimedia learning, the overall definition is that is a process that applies the transmission of information with a focus on attention-getting material, how information is perceived, and memory retention. The process involves three principles: nonverbal, verbal channels in the brain, content overload prevention, and active processing principles. The purpose of the theory is to design effective multimedia teaching materials. Multimedia teaching material includes sound, graphics, text, animations, and things like YouTube. And the brain has a dual channels. One is verbal, and that is the sound, and nonverbal channel is the visual. And the brain integrates the two to have a higher retention rate of information. So one does okay, but if you combine two of them, you do a much better job. And the other variables, one I already mentioned, is content overload. You don't want too much in your PowerPoint or in your presentation. You just want to hit the highlights. Also, clarity. You want to make sure things are said clearly. Speed of the speech is normal speech, not too slow, not too fast. And you may have to use screen text for difficult terminology, especially in medicine and in biology, laws. So things like medicine, a terminology as cerumen. Somebody might not know how to spell it, so if they see it spelled out, it sticks in their brain better. Web 2.0 is just a general overview of all of them, of all the types of multimedia, not all, but most of them. And the Web 2.0 interconnects the environment and the world. In other words, it puts the we into the web. The technology includes smartphones, telephones, emails, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, podcasts, Google Docs, the list goes on. And these methods influence how a person communicates and how it learns. It's pretty much used by all generations. And for example, baby boomers tend to adapt to it just to be able to communicate with their grandkids or their students, and they don't want to appear old. It's kind of tacky sometimes to appear old to the younger generation. The Generation X are known for finding a balance between work and their personal lives and are confident using the technology. And they speak the digital language. Then there's the millennials, 1980s and older, have grown up with technology, both the Generation X and Millennials, and also to add the new generation, Net Z, or Generation Z, I think it's called, are known as digital natives, and how each generation uses the technology kind of defines the different generations and how they communicate with each other. So it's good to be able to communicate at all levels, even if you didn't grow up with it. My technology that I took was YouTube technology. And basically, YouTube is a technology that began in 2005 and became mainstream by 2009. That kind of surprised me. I thought it was much older than that. The value of YouTube has the potential to provide different perspectives by offering dramatizations of events, like in movies or documentaries, explain the different body systems. There's people on YouTube that'll discuss the GI system. Sequential linear skills, such as inserting a nasogastric tube, movies, and demonstrate different cultural ideas. My husband loves watching different powwow dancing, since the part of Idaho that we live in has one of the biggest powwows in the United States. He likes to see what others do. So the pros are learn they can learn on your own time. You can repeatedly watch it if you want to. Opportunity for all learners to use and learn from. Learners can create own videos, and money earning opportunities. Apparently you can earn monies by, if you have enough votes on your thing, you can do ads, and if people watch the ads for more 4 seconds, you may earn a dime or two, something like that. But apparently people make quite a bit of money, from what I hear from the students. Cons is that cons basically apply mostly to the nurse educators. It's time consuming critiquing the videos for content to make sure it's what you want. Some videos may have copyrights, so you have to go apply and get consent for copyrights. It just takes time. Usually I get them when I use them, when I apply for copyrights, because it's for educational purposes. And need to check to make sure the links are not broken or inactive or gone away, which has happened to me in the past. It has happened like overnight for me. The activities that I designed to use these activities, number one is that I have students watch a YouTube video called Miss Evers Boys. It's about the Tuskegee research study, syphilis study, which was, I think it broke every ethical principle there was. And I have students watch it, and then they have to answer questions. What ethical principles were violated, which were quite a few, and what is different about research today. And then they have a skills learning by watching videos from Assisted Learning for All, ALF, from Saddleback University. And this one here is that the students pick out a skill that they don't think they're that good at, or they think, I don't know why I'm not getting it, or why am I missing this step, or something like that. So I have them watch a skill from this Saddleback University, and then with their own checklist that they've gotten from the school, they watch this video and check, just make sure that person is doing every step. Then then they have to answer a couple easy questions. What steps were done correctly or not done correctly? Did the video have a better way, or what can be improved with your practice? Kind of like they look at it and see if there's something from that video that they can learn and employ that make things easier for them. And my last slide is is about my favorite quote is by Margaret Mead. Is never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And instead of citizens, just substitute nurse educators. This goes along with the things of the book of Benners et al. And also, um, who's going to be the person who's going to be doing the change? My mother, uh, I was always a kid that would complain. I need this changed. I want something different. I was always that kid. And my mother would tell me to go look in the mirror and tell her who she saw that was going to do the change. So obviously it was going to be me. So I learned that, you know, if you want something changed, you probably can do it yourself or ask people to help you find the tools to do it. And because, you can't depend on your professional organization doing like the American Nurses Association or administration to make these changes because they don't know your students. You know your students. You know what would work with them. So thank you very much.